All right, so I guess we'll get started with our second and last talk of our 350 presentations today. Josh Hoffman, How I Learned to Stop Worrying in Tutor Math.
All right, so you get the Dr. Strangelove reference? Okay. So yeah, I'm Josh Hoffman, and this is how I learned to stop worrying and tutor math. So I've been tutoring informally for a long time and formally for maybe about 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years to this week. So I love helping out my siblings in math. I'm the oldest in my family. They have always come to me for help. They know I'm good at math. They're also pretty good at math, but if they're struggling, I'm there usually. Except when I'm not, like when I'm moving on to college. Even then, I'm, a Skype call away. So I loved helping them out so much that I was thrilled to start being a community tutor with the Ursinus College Center for Academic Support. This is no longer a thing that the Center for Academic Support does, but basically they have college students tutor for a relatively low hourly rate. The first year I did this, I made a whopping $20. I really picked up steam fall 2015, but unfortunately, I had to take a semester off last semester, so I had to stop community tutoring. But while I was off, I joined this website called Wisant. It's like a tutor matching service. They took a commission for every session, for every session I charged. They took like 40%. They would have taken less overtime, but before I had the chance to bring 65% of what I earned with me, I started working for C2 Education. C2 Education is different than private one-on-one tutoring because they have one-on-3 sessions. So give students something to do, move on to another student, move on to another student. This is going to be helpful for, I may want to be a math classroom teacher if my stand-up comedy career doesn't pan out. And after all, what better way to get like 20 people to regularly show up to your gig, Okay, so some of these ideas about the mechanics of tutoring are borrowed from C2 Education's proprietary training course. Shh, don't tell anyone. Wait, is that going on the web?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll edit it out.
That's fine. All right. So it's really important to establish rapport with students. Let them know that you care about them. Ask them about their day. Ask them about their extracurricular activities. Let them know you see them as a person, not just a math student. So the Socratic method is helpful, but sometimes questions will go over their head. So asking the right questions is helpful. At C2 Education, they have materials. They have practice problems. They have explanations at the beginning of each section. They have homework at the end of each section. We give them homework. I don't know if they like it, but we give it to them. Most students get homework from us. Anyway, they have a SWARE method. SWARE is an acronym that stands for state, write, explain, apply, repeat. Probably for me, the one I most had to get used to was the write part, and I found it's actually really helpful when students write things out themselves. You can't just do the work for them. It's not a lecture, so they're not copying down everything. Something you can do is like, you can write up how you would do a similar problem. You can write up concepts for them to use. But yeah, don't do the work for them. Since I tutor 1-on-3, I have to make sure that students are occupied while I'm working individually with a student, and have to do this kind of horizontal planning. So yeah. So there are some things that weird me out about tutoring, particularly with C2 education, but this is not disparaging of the company, by the way. Gotta make sure I tell the camera that. All right. So sometimes C2 education's answer key has the wrong answer, and I discovered this in the process of correcting work. There are some, and when that happens, you have to double check that you are in fact right and not the answer key. And sometimes actually, I think the answer key is wrong, and then I see, oh wait, actually it is right. There are some word problems that reinforce the gender binary, like half the 60 10th grade students at John Osterman High School belong to the Spanish club. If 1/3 of those students are male, how many of the 10th grade students in the club are female? We just assume if not male, then female. You know? And I always point it out to students when I notice that. I have Asperger's and ADHD, so sometimes students are faster than me. Or it takes me a bit of time to explain to them the problem, because I have to run through my head, okay, what is this about? And the only thing I can do about that is to get as familiar as possible with the problems that I'm giving them. And I am actually currently going through the books myself. I'm also participating in a testing and educational industrial complex by which, so like a lot of the tutoring I'm doing is SAT and ACT math, which does not resemble the kind of math we do here. It does help with skills that'll help here. It does, if you know those skills, it can help here, but there are also some extraneous skills, like having to do 50 problems in 60 minutes. I've never had to do that in my time for science. But yeah, parents worry, oh my God, if my kids don't do well in the SAT, then they won't get into a good college, they'll have a horrible life. So yeah. But I am actually increasing their skills and confidence. I'm helping with the issues that Chase addressed earlier. Sometimes I can bring out my stand-up and medium skills. I can make students laugh, and they feel more engaged with the material because they're more engaged with me. With some students, especially when I was private tutoring, they would ask me like what college is like, or what this stage ahead in my life is going to be like, and I like being able to provide those insights for them, because their parents might not be able to, and their peers probably not either.